What is up, YouTube? I don't even want to talk about this trade that I took today. This is probably one of the worst trades that I've taken in a long time. I broke all of the rules, and I'm going to keep it 100% honest and break it all down for you about why I did what I did. Then after that, I'm also going to talk about this trade that I took, which might just make it a little bit better, only a little bit. So first, let's talk about the NVIDIA trade that I lost. On a weekly time frame, we can see here that we've got a head and shoulders pattern happening, and we were breaking down below the neckline. So overall, on NVIDIA, I completely have a short bias. I do not really want to go long on NVIDIA at all for now. All right, so now jumping down to the trade today, we can see that overnight we gapped down into a level of support, and then immediately we saw a pretty good bounce out of that level of support. And when I saw this bearish engulfing candle right here, I wanted into the trade to go short on NVIDIA for the weekly head and shoulders playing out, and I dove into position. And if you honestly want to see what a textbook long setup looks like, it's this. We've gapped down overnight into a level of support. We came down, retested the support level, and retested this bullish 5-minute fair value gap. And then on the 1-minute time frame right here, we can see that we then invalidated a 1-minute bearish fair value gap right here. So this is really a textbook long position, honestly. You could enter here something like this, and you would have made an insane trade today. And this textbook long position is exactly what my textbook setup looks like and requires before entry. So I completely ignored the rules, married my bias, and dove into position. Not only that, but my rules also say to not trade before 6:45, which I also did. So then to add on top of that, I did not take the stop loss where I originally had it here, and I instead stopped out after we got above these highs when the market ripped again to the upside. One thing that's really difficult is to close the position when it's losing. That's all part of the trading psychology, and what I know that I need to do in the future is to set my stop loss with a limit order so that no decision making needs to be done when I'm actually in the trade. Your emotions will manipulate you into making the wrong decisions when you're in the trade, and so by entering the trade with a limit order, there's no more decisions that need to be done, and that is going to help you limit your losses. So now let's go ahead and talk about the good parts of the trading day today on Netflix. Netflix is making a bull flag pattern. Excuse me, it's making a bull flag pattern, and I've been waiting for this breakout to the upside. We can see here on the hourly time frame that we've got an inverted head and shoulders, which is a bullish pattern, and we're looking for that breakout to the upside. Now scaling down to the 5-minute, I took a small loss trying to get into position here. I again entered too soon. I entered at 6:35 rather than waiting until 6:45. I got a little bit too excited on these giant green candles. And one thing to keep in mind here is that these candles are 5 minutes long of watching the option contracts skyrocket, right? And so it's easy to be fearful of missing out and just want to dive into position. And so that's what I did here. I really let the emotions of trading get the best of me with these first two trades, and I dove into the position. This time though, I put a limit order for my stop loss and stopped out. Honestly, my stop loss should have just been down here. It would have been much safer. It would have made a lot more sense, but I put it a little bit close considering that I was taking some losses on Nvidia. So I put it a little bit too close here and got stopped out. But then once we broke structure to the upside right here, this trade then was following my rules. We had broken out above the key level, retested and accepted above, and you can use the invalidation of the bearish fair value gap or a break of structure. In this case, the break of structure made a lot more sense. So once we broke structure to the upside here and we were making new daily highs, I went ahead and entered, and this trade played out very well so far. I entered with 5 contracts and I scaled out of 3 of them in this area right here, and I'm still holding the other 2 contracts. I'm going to swing those till tomorrow. I think Netflix has a lot of room a lot of room to potentially run to the upside, and so if Netflix decides to just go crazy, then my losses will be mitigated for the most part. So remember to trade by your rules, otherwise the market's going to punish you for it at some point. The market pays you for being patient and sticking to your rules under the stress that the market gives. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.